Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to an episode of Destruction Only. It's been like more than half a year since I last recorded. To tell you the truth, I don't even know where to begin with this video, to be honest. But, I guess let's start with what I've been doing over the last 6 months, more than anything. And I'm getting pinged on Discord, so me, I guess. So in terms of characters, I have gotten E2 on Firefly, which gives her an extra turn. It's really good for combat-oriented scenarios. And so, yeah, that's the thing I did. I also got Yoon Lee's Light Cone, as well as her E1. Beyond that, I also got, as you can see, My Day. Let me scroll to him real quick. Yeah, so we have My Day as well. I haven't leveled him up yet. That's what I'm going to do in this video. Unfortunately, I couldn't get his light cone, but it is what it is. That's pretty much it for what I've been doing. I've been basically just grinding and getting new characters if they appear. Well, I haven't uploaded in a while for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to talk about them while I get everything ready, or while I level up My Day here. The biggest reason why I haven't recorded anything as of recent is because of two main reasons. One is that there weren't any new characters for a while for, well, destruction characters in general, right? And also, turns out it's really hard to progress in endgame on an account that doesn't have, you know, the best supports. My whole thing right now is just like, it's really hard for me to progress in the game while I don't have the resources necessary to actually do so. So as a result, it's just like really hard to progress with any endgame content in a reasonable manner. Destruction characters don't really have a lot of good supports inherently, right? There's not many ways for me to also advance my turn other than what characters have in their built-in kits, right? And in constellations, for example, or constellations, Eidolons, for example, like Firefly's E2. Other than that, I don't really have much else, which is a huge problem when it comes to trying to, say, complete MOC within, you know, 10 cycles, right, for the last chamber. It's pretty hard to do. Another thing is that also, admittedly, I am a noob at this game. I do not know a lot about building characters, nor do I know a lot about how to properly set up the speed for all my characters, like speed breakpoints and, well, also other relevant stats, right? Because another thing that destruction characters lack is healing. And what I mean by lack of healing, like, yes, they do have some healing built into their kit, but it's not necessarily meant for long fights. Like anything longer than, say, like 5 rounds, self-healing on most destruction characters isn't necessarily sufficient to, well, last the entirety of the actual fight. I have looked into ways to try and mitigate this issue, like for example getting like the 8% damage reduction on the one particular set, but beyond that, it's just really hard to survive otherwise. Making a new video when you don't even have a modicum of knowledge to actually complete endgame content, on top of, you know, not even necessarily having the tools to complete endgame content, at least to, you know, the level I want to, which is MOC 12 at least, and also the other ones being Apocalyptic Shadow and Pure Friction, it just feels really bad. Now, to be completely clear, I think it is possible for an account like this to clear those endgame modes. It's just that I am bad at the game, so I can't. And that's why I want your guys' help. Maybe this is not necessarily the right assumption, but I would presume that a lot of you watching these videos are much better at the game than I am and know how to potentially pilot an account like this. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, whatever they may be, as long as I didn't already mention it beforehand, please put them in the comment section down below. And also any Eidolons that are of good note or interest, right, to boost this account's offensive capabilities. I know E2, I believe it's E2, Dongheng Il is really good. I don't know what else to really go for beyond that at this point. Probably My Day constellations, given he's the newest one and the most powerful. But yeah, that's basically where I've been ruminating with the series. It's just that, you know, I don't want it to be a series where I just wish wish whenever a destruction character comes. It's like, okay, whoop-de freaking do, right? You get to see me gamble. Ha 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 ha. Woo! Right? Like, it just, like, very meaningless to me overall in terms of content, right? It's not interesting, it's not fun, and I think completing the end game of, well, this particular game with only destruction characters is a far more interesting puzzle than, you know, just wishing every other video. The idea for the series moving forward is going to be focusing on each of the multiple endgame modes that Star Rail has to offer and documenting my journey of trying to complete them to the highest degree, right? Like getting the max rewards, basically. Now, beyond this, I think one thing we need to discuss about, or I want to discuss with all of you about moving forward, are global character passives. As you may have heard, this made a large stir in the community a while back, or I say a while back. Castorisa's banner just passed, and, well, as you can tell, I did get her. I do want to ask the question of, should I be allowed to use her global passive? Technically, I'm not using the character, it's just the passive that's provided in her kit. But is it something that I'm actually allowed to use, or should I not be allowed to use it at all? I think that's a question that, you know, I'll leave for the comments. I've already gotten her, which means her global passive is active on my account, but I can also just redo any fight necessary if her passive actually procs, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna keep doing this for a little bit and finish off my day's, you know, abilities, leveling them up, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so in terms of endgame content that I want to do, the probably easiest one for me to do overall would be Pure Fiction, just simply because destruction characters have a lot of AoE. Generally, Pure Fiction enemies are at least slightly weaker overall in comparison to the other endgame modes. Pretty easily get 6 out of 12, which is, I mean, to be expected considering the levels of the enemies. Getting 9 out of 12 is a bit more difficult, but I think it's doable. Getting 12 out of 12 is primarily the biggest issue because, yeah, well, you'll see. Let me just do this as a sample first. I'm not really cooking with any of these teams, by the way. The only real synergy I think destruction characters have with themselves, generally speaking, is like with My Day with HP reduction teams. So like My Day, Blade, and Jingliu is probably a good like trio core. I'm just not using it here because of the imaginary weakness on the first side here. As you can see, like, destruction characters have a pretty good time with Pure Fiction. Just, yeah, again, because I can blast, do a lot of damage. So it's pretty good. I will go over my builds after this, but I'm just doing this so that people can see, like, how much I can actually do with Pure Fiction. Oh, I activated way too early. Okay, that's my... I'm trolling. Yeah, I didn't get the call. I got slash instead because I'm trolling. Freaking heck. This team is like my weaker team in terms of these two at least. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do much here.
5 minutes later.
I mean, you're not gonna kill Blade, but I'm not gonna be able to kill you either is the problem. Yeah. Anyway, you can see how much I'm actually able to do. It's like barely... In terms of builds, here's what I have for Firefly right now. I think it's like, it's decent, but it's definitely not like the best possible. Anyway, also Yunli's build is probably my best overall currently speaking. Because, oh, actually, did I? No, that's right. Okay. I think this is probably the best build I have on this account overall speaking. So, and it's a good amount of defensive stats, which I need because I don't have much healing, right? I only have self-healing and it's very minimal overall because of how slow Yunli is in terms of getting her turn. But that's probably what I'm going to be focusing on in future videos for now, is focusing on finishing Pure Fiction if I can. I think I have to optimize way more around the grit effects of Pure Fiction, along with optimizing around the mechanics as well. Right now, I'm just kind of unga bungaing, which, as you can imagine, when the account's already hard and you can't do things, unga bungaing doesn't really make it much easier. So yeah, anyways, that's the current state of the account. I don't know where we're gonna go from here because I think probably my next deal is to get My Day up. In terms of damage, probably My Day and Yunli. My Day, Yunli, and Firefly are gonna be doing the most. But I mean, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. I think that's where I'm gonna end this episode. I know, I guess it's not really much of an exciting thing because, you know, I'm just more updating you on what's been happening on the account. But I think it's good to have a video like this, especially since, well, you know, it's been freaking over half a year since I last uploaded something on the series. At any rate, thank you for watching, and see you next time.